Newcastle's the best team ever. Yes, sir!
Newcastle United is making ambitious moves. So from Newcastle working to sign one of the best defenders in world football, to Fabrizio Romano dropping major hint over Marc Guehi's future amid Newcastle interest, to a recent revelation regarding a secret clause that could change everything. Today we have a lot to discuss, but
by the look on my face, if I'm looking at you and I'm not blinking, if I'm like this, that's a goddamn sign. My back is against the wall. This is not a test. It's the real deal. Help me. Help me.
as per, join us as we'll break it all down.
Let's go.
The Lloyd Kelly saga at Newcastle United has taken another twist following Juventus's crucial 2-0 victory over Monza at the weekend. After a surprise defeat to relegation-threatened Parma, Juventus needed a response to keep their European hopes alive, and they delivered, climbing back to 4th place in Serie A. This result holds major implications for Kelly, whose loan deal from Newcastle includes a recently revealed obligation to buy if Juventus secure European qualification by finishing in the top 6. Kelly, signed by Newcastle United from Bournemouth on a free transfer last summer, struggled to establish himself in Eddie Howe's plans amid fierce competition for defensive spots. Consequently, the Magpies sanctioned a January loan move to Juventus, with a conditional £20 million permanent deal attached. The agreement stated that if Juventus qualify for any UEFA competition, Kelly would be signed permanently. Against Monza, Kelly produced a composed and effective performance, posting a 7.2 match rating. He made 9 clearances, wasn't dribbled past once, completed 80% of his passes, 32 of 40 passes, registered 1 key pass, and won 3 duels. His numbers reflect a steady adaptation to Italian football, having made 10 Serie A appearances, 9 starts, and helping Juventus to 4 clean sheets. His average who-scored rating stands at 6.80, solid if not spectacular, enough to suggest he's found a role as a reliable squad player. However, just as Juventus appeared to solidify their position in the European qualification places, bad news followed. The club released a statement confirming that Kelly had picked up a muscle problem, specifically a low-grade hamstring injury in his right thigh, during the Monza game. Juventus's medical staff will reassess him in about 10 days to determine the recovery timeline, but initial signs point to him being sidelined for the rest of the season. Despite the setback, it's clear Kelly's future lies away from St. James's Park. Juventus are now in a strong position to trigger the purchase clause, even if Kelly will play no further part on the pitch during the run-in. What started as a quiet loan switch has now evolved into a likely permanent exit, capping a Newcastle career that never really took off for the 26-year-old defender. So although Kelly's time at Newcastle appears to be coming to an end, with Juventus close to meeting the terms that would make the transfer permanent for around £20 million, the injury means he is unlikely to play a further part in the season. His future looks set in Turin, but the final confirmation now hinges on Juventus holding their position within the top 6. Then, in another development, while Marc Guehi was leading Crystal Palace to the FA Cup final on Saturday evening, speculation around his long-term future at Selhurst Park continued to intensify. With just over a year left on his contract and several top clubs monitoring his situation, the 24-year-old's next move is becoming a major storyline ahead of the summer window. Newcastle United were among the clubs who aggressively pursued Guehi last summer, reportedly seeing multiple bids rejected, the highest valued at around £65 million. Despite the heavy interest, Palace stood firm, and Guehi remained a key figure under new manager Oliver Glasner, playing a major role in their improved performances this season. However, transfer expert Fabrizio Romano added a fresh twist to the saga over the weekend. Posting an update on X, formerly Twitter, Romano revealed that Tottenham, Chelsea and Newcastle remain keen on Guehi, but crucially, there is now a possibility the England international could leave for free in 2026 if no new contract is agreed this summer. Tottenham, Chelsea and Newcastle remain all keen on signing Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace as he's been on their lists for months. There's also a possibility Guehi goes on free transfer in 2026 if a deal can't be agreed this summer, Romano wrote. Losing a player of Guehi's value without a transfer fee would be a major blow for Palace, particularly with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules requiring clubs to maximize revenues from player sales. Given the circumstances, Palace may be forced to cash in on Guehi this summer to avoid the risk of him walking away for nothing. From a performance standpoint, Guehi has enjoyed an outstanding season, starting 32 Premier League matches, scoring 3 goals, providing 2 assists, and helping Palace to 10 clean sheets. Defensively, his metrics have been impressive, averaging 0.8 interceptions, 1.8 tackles, 4.2 ball recoveries, and 4.5 clearances per game, while winning 60% of his duels. Clear evidence of his growing stature as one of the Premier League's standout defenders. Oliver Glasner recently admitted that contract talks with Guehi have been ongoing for more than 2 years without resolution. The Palace boss acknowledged that the defender is carefully considering his next steps for his career, emphasizing that while he would prefer to keep his captain, the decision ultimately lies with Guehi himself. Adding a curious subplot to the story, it's been noted that Guehi scored own goals in both Premier League meetings against Newcastle this season, fueling suggestions that a move to St James's Park could be a destination the player personally favours. With Newcastle, Tottenham and Chelsea all circling, and Palace under increasing pressure to resolve his future, Mark Guehi's situation promises to be one of the key transfer sagas to watch this summer. But would you want him at Newcastle United? Then also in another transfer development, Newcastle United are reportedly making moves to sign Bayern Munich centre-back Kim Min-jae this summer, with journalist Peter Rourke confirming the Magpies' growing interest. The South Korea international has been identified as a more experienced alternative to younger targets like Bournemouth's Dean Huijsen, as Newcastle seek to strengthen their defensive options ahead of a crucial new season. Reports from Germany, particularly from reliable source Florian Plettenberg, suggest that while Bayern are not actively looking to sell Kim, they would be willing to entertain serious offers. Behind the scenes, there is increasing movement. Kim himself is reportedly no longer ruling out a summer departure if an attractive opportunity presents itself. Further credibility was added by Santi Auna, who claimed that both Chelsea and Newcastle have already made contact with Kim's representatives to register their interest. Juventus are also said to be monitoring the situation closely, but Newcastle's push for Champions League qualification could give them a decisive advantage over their rivals. The 28-year-old centre-back, praised widely as one of the best defenders in world football, would bring a wealth of experience and leadership to St James's Park. Kim has enjoyed a strong season at Bayern, making 43 appearances across all competitions and scoring 3 goals. His Bundesliga record this season includes 27 games, 2 goals, and 9 clean sheets. While defensively, he has averaged 1.4 interceptions, 1.3 tackles, 5.7 ball recoveries, and 3.2 clearances per game, winning 59% of his duels. Valued at around £40 million, Kim would represent a major statement signing for Newcastle, especially as Eddie Howe looks to build a side capable of competing both domestically and in Europe. With the Magpies poised to resolve their profit and sustainability rules concerns, significant reinforcements are expected this summer at both ends of the pitch. Sources close to the club suggest that alongside a top-level centre-back, Newcastle are also targeting a new right-sided forward and a backup striker, with Callum Wilson likely to depart when his contract expires. Currently sitting third in the Premier League with 4 games remaining, Newcastle are closing in on securing Champions League football, a factor that could make them a far more attractive option than Chelsea or Juventus in the race for Kim's signature, given the 2 clubs might not qualify for the Champions League. Kim Min-jae's combination of elite defensive stats, big game experience, and leadership qualities would make him a transformative addition for Eddie Howe's side as they gear up for an exciting future. Then finally, in an exciting update, if you would like to know the Newcastle United signing who has just formally announced his arrival at the club, click the video link on screen now.